So I hope you enjoy the flow that I'm going to go through with you just now, and you can come back to this whenever you want. It's a pre-recorded class. So if you're feeling like you need something gentle, something you know, not as fast paced, not as strong, then this hopefully will be the flow for you. I'm going to be doing a gentle flow for hips and shoulders, arms, upper back. So we will be doing a lot of work into the hips, into the legs, and then some nice just chest openers, shoulder openers, something that might make you feel a little bit less stiff in your shoulders, and hopefully it'll help you to sort of feel a bit more relaxed as well. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to start lying down. If you know that you have tight hamstrings, or you know your legs are not as flexible as you maybe like them to be, then you can grab a tie or a belt, or if you have a prop, if you have like a strap or anything like that, then you can use that. We're going to be lifting our legs up into the air from lying down, and so sometimes it's quite nice to put the strap around your foot just to be able to extend it. If you don't have one, don't worry, I will offer variations, and you can keep a bend in your knee, and don't worry about getting that leg perfectly straight up to the ceiling. Alright, so we'll just begin lying down. Coming into Shavasana. Bringing your feet out to the sides of your mat. And just letting your feet hang out to the sides. Bringing your arms down by the sides of your body and allowing your palms to turn up, facing the sky. Drawing your chin towards your chest just slightly to allow some length in the back of your neck. And allowing your shoulders to relax away from your ears, shuffle them down if you need to. Allow your full body to become connected onto the mat, and just observe how you feel at this moment in time. Just observe any niggles, any pains or aches, or any parts of your muscles or your anatomy that doesn't feel quite right, and just listen to them. Listen to your body. Allow your body to melt into the space that you're holding today. And draw your awareness in between your eyebrows, where your third eye center lies, the mind space. Closing your eyes if you haven't already done so, and taking a deep breath in through your nose and releasing it through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose and let it go through your mouth. Your next inhale, just start to breathe in through your nose and exhale through your nose. Finding your resting breath. When you feel comfortable with the rate that you're breathing. On your next inhale, allow your breath to enter in through the abdomen. So maybe you can bring one hand onto the abdomen and feel it rise as you inhale. And as you exhale, release the breath from the belly and feel it fall, drawing your navel back towards your spine. Breathe in, belly rises. Breathe out, belly falls. Just Do this a few more times, allowing the prana to be sent into the abdomen for this abdominal breathing. Inhaling one more time, belly rises. Exhale, navel draws back towards the spine. On your next inhale, I want you to take the breath into the thoracic cavity. So maybe place your right hand or the opposite hand on your chest, and as you inhale, feel the chest rise. And as you exhale, feel the breath release from the chest. Inhaling, chest rises. Exhaling, chest falls. Just notice the subtle differences between this thoracic breath and your abdominal breath. And just observe how you feel. Take 2 more full rounds of breath. In through the chest, out through the chest. And once you have finished your final exhale through your thoracic cavity, I want you to take an inhale and allow the breath to come up through the belly, rising into the chest, and then sending that prana all the way up through the shoulders until it maybe comes into the crown of the head. And then on your release, on your exhale, release the breath through the shoulders, the chest, and the abdomen. Breathing in, belly rises, chest expands. Breath comes up through the shoulders, up to the crown of the head. Maybe a gentle pause and internal retention here. And then gently exhale, releasing the breath from your shoulders, your chest, and your belly. Just do this 2 more times. In your own time, this full yogic breath. Notice how you feel, if you become more relaxed, if you feel more calm, if you feel your thoughts begin to wander, just bring them back to the space between your eyebrows. And on your final exhale, just begin to make some gentle movements in your ankles and your wrists. As you maybe move your head from left to right, just gently turning, nothing too strenuous just yet. Bringing your breath back to its natural rhythm. And then fluttering your eyes open if they're not already open. And allowing your arms to come all the way overhead and giving yourself a big stretch as you try and reach your fingertips to the back of the room, reach your toes to the front of the room. And then inhale and draw both of your knees in towards your chest and give yourself a big hug. Maybe rock from side to side. And then releasing your left leg down onto the floor, flexing through your left foot. We're going to inhale to lengthen through the right foot. And exhale as you push the heel towards the root. Now you can use your strap at this point or your prop, whatever you have to hand. Keep a gentle bend in the knee if it's really too intense on the hamstrings here. And just, you can keep your hands behind your thighs as well, behind your quads if that's more comfortable. Try and keep your shoulders nice and firm on the floor. Breathing in and breathing out. We're now going to take our right hand on the inside of our right thigh. Left hand comes to left hip. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, just draw your right leg over to the right hand side, keeping that left hip firm on the floor, trying not to lift it, keeping your shoulders on the floor and just allowing the right foot to come down to wherever feels comfortable. Nothing too intense, just feeling that nice opening in the right hip. Keeping breathing. Place your hand on the outside of your right thigh, and as you inhale, guide your right leg all the way back to center, and then bring it in towards your chest and give yourself a little hug, and then bring your left knee in towards your chest as well and give that a little hug, and then release your right leg down onto the floor, flexing your right foot. And we'll just repeat what we've done on the left hand side. So hands can come behind the quads onto your hamstrings and just extending your left leg all the way up to the ceiling, flexing through your left foot, allowing your heel to come up towards the sky. Shoulders remain on the floor. Again, you can use your strap around your foot to just elongate the leg slightly more and feel a nicer opening down your left hamstring. Breathing in and breathing out. And don't worry if your knee is bent. That's fine. Just keep breathing through the posture. Then bringing your right hand to your right hip. Taking your left hand onto the inside of your left thigh or your shin, wherever feels comfortable. Taking an inhale. And on your exhale, allowing your left leg to come out to the side. Keeping your hand on your right hip so your right hip doesn't lift off the floor, and keeping your shoulders nice and grounded into your mat. It doesn't matter where your foot falls, whether it's here, whether it's all the way down onto the floor, just as long as you can feel a nice opening in your left hip. Take 2 breaths. And then inhale, come all the way back to center. Draw your left knee in towards your chest. Bring your right knee up to meet it. We're just going to rock from side to side. And then just crossing your feet at the ankles. Bringing your hands behind your thighs. And just, if that feels comfortable, rocking and rolling up and down the spine. Until we come into a nice seated position at the front of our mats. Okay, so if you need a block at this point, then please do feel free to grab a block or a cushion or anything and just place it underneath your sit bones so that your hips are elevated above your knees. I'm going to turn and face towards the camera slightly so you can see what I'm doing. And then just allowing your knees to come out to the side. And we'll just begin to work into the upper body. So taking an inhale, raising your hands high. Exhale, bringing your hands to heart center. One more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, coming back to center. We're going to place our left hand on the floor. Inhale, raise the right hand high. And exhale, allow the right arm to come overhead, gazing up towards the sky if that's comfortable on the neck. Breathe in, come back to center, right hand comes onto the floor, left arm rises as you inhale. And exhale, allow that left arm to come over to the side. Breathe in and breathe out to release. We're going to take our arms wide on the inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to draw your hands behind your back, clasp your hands, and just allow your shoulders to come nice and down away from your ears as your gaze maybe just gently comes up towards the ceiling. Feeling that nice opening across the front of the chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Releasing your hands, inhale, raise them high. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Alright, we're going to go into eagle arms, so Garudasana. If you've never done this before, then just watch closely. Inhaling, raising your arms to shoulder height. As you exhale, bring your right arm underneath your left. Left arm goes on top, so you're crossing at the elbows. Arms cross, and then your palms to come together with your thumbs facing in towards your face. If this is not accessible, you can have palm to palm. I'm not sure if you can see that, I hope you can. Or you can just place your hands onto your shoulders. And just allow your elbows to come away from your chest, whichever position of Garudasana arms you're in. Feeling that nice opening in the upper back and across the shoulders, all across the scapula. If your arms are here, you can breathe in, lifting your elbows. If they're here, again, just lifting those elbows, exhaling, coming all the way down, breathing in and breathing out. As we inhale, lengthen and release, and then repeat on the opposite side. So your left arm comes underneath your right arm comes on top, and you can cross the arms. Now the palms will be facing outwards, or if just placing your hands on your shoulders is enough, you can stay there. Once your palms are facing outwards, your thumbs are in towards your face. You can cross and try and get your palms to touch, or you can just place the backs of the hands together. Inhaling to lift and lengthen through the elbows, exhaling to bring the arms back down, breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling, releasing those arms. Exhaling, planting the hands on the floor. One more big inhale, hands come above your head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Alright, release any block or any cushion that you might be sitting on, and we'll come over into our tabletop. So stacking your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, tops of the feet are pressed down into the floor. We'll go through some cats and cows. On your inhale, arch your spine, gaze comes forward, shine your chest through your arms, shoulders are nice and away from the ears. Breathing out, coming into your angry cat back as you push down through the mat, navel comes up towards your spine. Inhale into your cat, cow. Exhaling into your cat. Draw your navel and your belly button in and up, rounding through your shoulders. Push the mat away. Inhale into your cow. Exhale into your cat. Inhaling, coming to a place of stillness. You're going to inhale and lift your right arm high. Gaze might come up towards your right fingertips if that's nice on the neck. As you exhale, draw your shoulder underneath and your arm comes underneath. You thread the needle and you're placing the right side of your head on the floor along with your right shoulder. Now inhale here and raise your left arm high. As you exhale, you could maybe come into a bind and bring your left arm around your body and feel the nice opening through the chest here. Breathe. Inhale, left arm comes all the way back up. Plant that on the floor. Exhale, breathe in, send the right arm all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, plant your right hand back on the floor in tabletop. We'll repeat on the left side. Breathe in, left hand comes all the way up, pointing those fingers to the ceiling. Gaze can come up if that's comfortable. On the exhale, allow your left arm to come through, placing your left shoulder on the floor, and gaze comes over to the right hand side. Inhale, maybe your right arm comes high. You don't need to do this if it doesn't feel comfortable. And on the exhale, you can maybe come into a slight bind, drawing your right shoulder away from your ear and just opening once more into the front of the chest, allowing those shoulders to become more lubricated. Inhale, raise your right hand. Exhale, place it on the floor. As you inhale to lift and lengthen that left arm to the sky, exhale, place the hand down. Alright, coming back into tabletop, into your flat back. Take an inhale, push back through your right leg, extend your right leg to the back of the room. As you exhale, bring your knee through to your nose. Inhale, lift and lengthen, flexing through your right foot. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhaling, planting that foot back down, and we'll repeat on the left. Inhale, lift and lengthen, extending your left foot towards the back of the room, flexing your left foot. Exhale, draw your knee towards your nose, rounding through your spine. Really pushing your, grounding your hands into the floor. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Breathing in, releasing onto the floor. Making your knees go wide, allowing your knees to come to the side of the mat. Bring your big toes to touch, and we'll sink back down into child's pose. Allowing your arms to come all the way to the front of the room and bringing your chest down onto the floor. Hips are maybe on the heels if you can get them there. And bringing your forehead towards the mat. Taking a couple of nice breaths here in your child's pose. Maybe setting an intention for your class. Like I said at the beginning, we will be working through hips and shoulders. So any posture that doesn't feel right for you, don't worry. Just allow yourself to move in a way that feels comfortable. And if you feel any kind of emotional release, then that will be normal too. Just do what you can. Take another breath in your child's pose. Inhale, coming all the way back up into tabletop. Pivoting your knees in. We're going to tuck the toes. Take an inhale and lift your knees off the floor. Take 2 breaths here. Just hovering those knees. And then on the exhale, send your tailbone all the way up into the sky, bringing your chest closer to your feet. Sorry, closer to your thighs. I was looking at my feet then, that's why I said feet. Maybe shuffle the feet backwards slightly to create some more space between your hands and your feet. Bending in your knees, allowing your heels to lift and drop. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. Head comes between the arms in your first downward facing dog. Drawing your belly button in and up. Lengthening that tailbone. Breathing in and breathing out. Coming to a place of stillness. Don't worry if your legs aren't straight. If this is the first downward facing dog or the first bit of exercise you've done today, allow your knees to bend. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees and then slowly tiptoe or step towards the front of your mat, landing in a forward fold. This is your Uttanasana. Head hangs heavy. Nice generous bend in the knees to allow your chest to come and touch the thighs. We're going to inhale to a halfway lift. Flatten the back, crown of your head reaches forwards, legs are straight, hands either touch the shins or come down to the floor. Exhale, we're going to fold. Inhale, coming to our halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Breathing in, straighten out the legs, straight spine, shine the chest forwards, coming all the way up into Utthita Hasta, into Tadasana. Exhaling, bringing your hands to heart center. Lovely. We'll begin with a couple of rounds of Sun Salutation A. Just to warm up the body some more. So bringing your arms to the sides with your palms facing forwards and allow your feet to come together, big toes to touch, slither of air in between your heels. Grounding down through all four corners of your feet as you lift and lengthen through the sides of your body, through your legs. Crown of the head reaches high. Inhale, hands come above your head. Exhale, hinge, fold at your hips, come all the way down into your forward fold, your Uttanasana. Breathe in, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back into a high plank. Nice and straight through the back, nice and strong through the arms, and your heels are towards the back of the room. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower your knees, untuck your toes, and bring your chest onto the floor, keeping your elbows in at your rib cage. As you inhale, push down through your feet, engage through your glutes, come into your Bhujangasana, your low cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower. This time on your inhale, maybe come a little bit higher. Lifting the chest forwards. Exhale, lower. Breathing in one more Bhujangasana, shoulders away from your ears. Tuck your toes, bend your knees, send your tailbone high, downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. Breathe in, lift your heels, gaze comes towards the front of your mat as you exhale and bend your knees and step forwards. Land in that forward fold. Breathe in, straight legs, straight back. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Straight legs, straight spine, arms come all the way above the head. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll go one more time. Breathing in, send those hands high. Breathing out, coming all the way down. Head hangs heavy. Breathing into your flat back, your Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, plant your hands, step back into your high plank. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, lower your knees and tuck your toes and bring your chest and your body all the way down onto the floor. Shoulders are nice and removed from the ears rather than hunching them up here. Push down through the tops of your feet. Engage your glutes as you inhale to your Bhujangasana. Exhale, bend your knees, tuck your toes. Send your tailbone high, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Now we're going to do something a little different here. So inhale, lifting your right leg high, keep those hips square. As you exhale, step forwards with your right foot and then breathe in and come to a high lunge. Now if this is not accessible for you today, you can drop your back knee, keeping your toes tucked and come into your high lunge here. Sorry, your low lunge if you're on your knee. If you're in your high lunge, just stay here for 1. Stay here for 2. Breathe in, lift and lengthen. Exhale, place your hands, frame your back foot, step back, high plank. Take an in breath. As you exhale, lower your knees, untuck your toes and then bring your chest down to the floor, allowing the tops of your feet to come down, shoulders and elbows in at the body. Breathe into your Bhujangasana. Breathe out, tucking your toes, bending your knees, sending that tailbone high, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. This time on your inhale, lifting your left leg high, keeping your hips nice and square. As you exhale, bring your left foot through, in between your hands. You can keep your right knee lifted as you inhale into a high lunge, or you can drop your back knee, keeping your toes tucked, gaze comes up towards your fingers, shoulders are relaxed. Breathe here for 1. And for 2. Inhale, lengthen through the sides of your body as you exhale, plant your hands on the floor And step your right foot up to meet your left, landing in your forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, fold over those thighs. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, rooting to rise, grounding through the feet, hands come above your head. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, let's begin to flow into our hips and our arms. So coming into your Tadasana, your mountain posture, just rolling your shoulders away from your ears, all the way up and all the way back down. Allowing them to become nice and loose. Palms facing forwards. Take an inhale and release through your mouth. Breathe in, hands come above your head. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Generous bend in the knees, thighs come, chest comes towards the thighs, head hangs heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, and this time we're going to step back with our left foot. Pivot on that left foot so it's at a 45-degree angle. And then windmill your arms over into a warrior two. Now allow yourself a little bit of space here. So you can shuffle your front foot forwards so that your knee isn't coming over your ankle. You want to avoid this kind of thing. You want your knee to be stacked on top of your ankle. Torso is nice and straight. Heel to arch alignment. Gaze comes down. Your right middle finger. Take a moment here. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, straighten out the front leg. Lift the arms high, gaze might follow. Exhale, warrior two. Breathe in. Scoop your arms high. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, warrior two. This time as you inhale, reach your right hand slightly forward. And on your exhale, bring your right arm to your thigh and send your left arm high. Peeling your left arm away from your ear into your extended side angle. Take an inhale and exhale. Breathing in, coming all the way back to standing. Exhaling, allowing your front leg to come out straight. And then pivoting your right foot forwards. We're going to pigeon toe our feet together, setting up for a wide-legged forward fold. So your arms can still be shoulder height. As you exhale, bring them behind your back and clasp your hands together. Now that's as if you were holding hands with somebody. Take an inhale and draw your shoulders back and down, allowing your chest to shine through. You can be as wide in your legs as feels comfortable here. We'll take an inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, just come and hinge from your hips, sending your chest down towards the floor and bringing your arms overhead. Keeping nice and relaxed through those shoulders and just feeling that opening across the front of the shoulder girdle and in your back as well, your upper back. Keeping your spine nice and straight. Breathe for one. Breathe for two. Releasing your hands on the inhale, bringing them to your hips and rising all the way back up to a standing position. You're just going to pivot your right foot out to the side slightly. And we're going to come down into a Skandasana. So, flexing in your left foot and allowing your right knee to come bent. Feeling that opening in your left hip. Bringing your hands to heart center if that's comfortable. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, come over to the opposite side. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale and exhale. This time we're just going to pivot on the feet and turn to the back of your mat. So you're coming into a high lunge with your left knee bent, okay? Take an inhale and rise. High lunge on this side. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, bring your arms to shoulder height. As you exhale, bring your arms behind your back, clasping your hands and drawing your shoulders away from your ears. If this is a little bit too much on the legs, you can drop the back knee. For those who are still lifted, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, coming forward into your humble warrior, just allowing your spine to stay straight and allowing those arms to come all the way up above. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhaling, coming all the way back up. Releasing your hands, bringing them high. And exhale, we're going to come into Garudasana arms. So I want your right arm to come underneath your left arm. And like we did at the beginning, coming into those eagle arms, bringing your thumbs towards your face. You can keep your hands on your shoulders if that's not accessible. Taking an in-breath as you lift those elbows away from your chest. And as you exhale, we're going to come over into our full Garudasana posture by bending into the knee and bringing your right leg over your left knee. So if you're a little bit confused about what we're doing, you've got eagle arms here, okay? And you're bending your left knee and your right leg is coming over. If you can hook your right foot around your left calf, then amazing. And we're just going to stay in this position at the back, facing the back of your mat for 2 breaths. Inhale for 1. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Take an inhale, straighten out the left leg, bring the right leg high. As you exhale, come over into your warrior 3 with eagle arms, Virabhadrasana 3. Send those elbows away from the body. Flexing your right foot, hips are square, breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, release the arms, bring them down to the floor. Keep a bend in that left leg if that's comfortable. And come into your standing splits, head hangs. Right leg comes high. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale. As you exhale, step your right foot back. And we're going to move through Skandasana on this to get us back to the front of the mat. So you might be facing towards the back of the mat here. We're just going to flex into that left foot as you bend, that right foot as you bend your left knee. Inhale, creeping all the way back to the other side. So now you should be at the front of your mat. And then just pivoting round on those feet, coming to frame your front foot. And then bringing your right hand on the inside of your right foot, heel toeing your right foot out to the side and setting up in your lizard posture. Now drop your back knee if you feel a little bit too intense. And just maybe circle into your right hip here. So you should be now facing the front of your mat. Just rotate into that hip. If you feel like you can stay lifted and rotate here, then that's perfect. It's fine, you can stay doing that. Alright. Then come to a place of stillness. Lift your back knee if it's on the floor. And then take an inhale, scoop your right leg high into a 3-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale here and exhale. And then inhale, lifting your right leg high. You're going to exhale, bring your right knee to your right ankle and allow your right foot to come to meet your left ankle, and we're going to come down into pigeon pose. So pigeon pose might be a little bit new or difficult for some people. For me, it can be sometimes on my hips, but don't worry. I'm not going to stay here for too long. So just allowing your hips to shuffle back as you try and bring both of your sit bones to the floor. But try and avoid rolling onto your right hand side. Making sure that your left leg is out long, pointing towards the back of the mat. And your chest is nice and lifted. I'm going to breathe in here and raise your hands high. Exhale, bringing your hands behind your back and just clasping them and allowing your chest to come forwards as your gaze comes to the front of the room. Again, feeling that opening across the shoulders and the front of the chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Release your hands, inhale, raise them high, gaze might come up. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. And then we are just going to sit onto our right sit bone and then just allow the left leg to come all the way round and maybe cross it over the right knee. So I have really tight hips, so this is going to look a little bit strange to you, possibly. So it could be because I can't do the posture properly, but if you're placing your right foot or your right ankle on top of your right knee and your left foot, your left ankle on top of your right knee, so that your legs are quite straight. This is our fire log position. Setting up for Gomukhasana arms. All right, so your right shin should maybe try to be parallel to the front of your mat. And don't worry if your left knee is lifted like mine. Just need a little bit more opening in those hips. We're going to inhale here, bringing our arms out wide. And then I just want you to exhale and place your left hand in the middle of your back, in between your shoulder blades, with your palm facing onto your back. And then, if possible, bring your right hand behind and try and grab hold of your fingers. Coming into your cow face arms, your Gomukhasana arms. Take an inhale and exhale to release. If you feel like you want to come into a forward fold here, please feel free. If your hips will allow you to do that. So take an in-breath and exhale, maybe forward fold. But keeping your back nice and straight. If it's too much, just back off a little bit. Stay for one. Stay for two. Inhale, releasing the hands, bringing them all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, we're just going to slowly and gently release the legs. Coming all the way back into a tabletop. So sending your legs back towards the back of the room. Hands stacked on top of your, shoulders stacked on top of your wrists. And then just come down to your child's pose. Knees come wide, big toes touch. Sink your hips back and down and stay in your child's pose for 2 breaths or 3 breaths if you feel like you need another breath in child's pose. Breathing in and breathing out. And then coming all the way back into tabletop. You're going to tuck your toes on your inhale and come into downward facing dog on your exhale. 2 breaths. Breathe in, lift your heels. Breathe out, bending your knees and step to the front of your mat. Land in your forward fold, your Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, straight spine, all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a drink and then we'll do all that on the opposite side. Okay. So, staying at the top of your mat, I've only turned this way because I don't want to be facing away from you with the camera. So coming to the top of your mat, bringing yourself into Tadasana, your mountain posture. Nice and strong through your legs, nice and stable and nice and grounded. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in, allow your hands to come high. As you breathe out, hinge and fold over your hips, coming down into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift that back. Exhale, planting your hands, step your right foot back. Pivot on the right foot so it's at a 45-degree angle. And then windmill your arms over into your warrior two on this side. So this time your left knee should be bent. And your left heel in line with the arch of your right foot. Take a moment to adjust. Arms are shoulder height, torso is nice and straight. Gaze is down your left middle finger. It's your drishti, your focus point. Breathe in and breathe out. On your next inhale, raise your hands high, straighten out your front leg, palms touch. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Breathe in, hands come above your head. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Relax those shoulders. Breathe in, straighten the front leg. Exhale, Warrior 2. You're going to inhale and reach forward with your left hand. As you exhale, plant your left arm on your left thigh and draw your right arm all the way over for your extended side angle. Peel your right shoulder away from your ear. Nice long line of energy from your little toe on your right foot all the way to the fingertips on the right hand. Breathe here. Inhale, come all the way back up to Warrior 2. Straighten out your front leg, bring your hands to your hips and pivot on your left foot, setting up for your wide-legged forward fold once more. Inhaling, bringing your arms to shoulder height. Just make sure your feet are pigeon-toed in towards each other a little bit. Make it easier and nicer on the knees. Breathe in. Exhale, bring your hands behind your back and just clasp them again as you did before. Drawing your shoulders back and down away from your ears. Take a breath in and breathe out, hinging at your hips, coming down to your wide-legged forward fold. Send your arms all the way above your head. Doesn't matter where they come to, just easing into that upper back. Breathing in and breathing out. This time releasing your hands all the way down to the floor if you can. Inhaling into a halfway lift. And then exhaling, bending into your left knee, allowing your right foot to become flexed as we come into our Skandasana. If you want to bring your hands to heart center, feel free. Inhale, come all the way over to the other side, bending in the right knee, flexing the left foot. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Planting your hands on the floor, you're going to pivot all the way around to the back of your mat this time. So your right foot is facing forward, your right knee is bent, your left leg is strong and straight, the left heel towards the top of your mat. Take an inhale to rise into your high lunge. Breathe here. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the sides of your body. Again, drop your back knee if you need to. Exhale, bring your arms around your back and clasping your hands, drawing your shoulders back and away from your ears. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come all the way forwards into your modified humble warrior, sending your arms nice and high. Lovely straight spine, straight leg. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, coming all the way back up, allowing your hands to come overhead. Exhale, eagle arms on this side. Left arm comes underneath right, right comes on top of left. Palms come together as your thumbs face forwards, or you can just keep your hands here. Allow your elbows to come away from your chest. Take an inhale to prepare here As you exhale, shift the weight forwards, coming into Garudasana on your right leg. So bending into your right knee and allowing your left leg to come over the top of your right knee. Sinking your hips back and down. Don't worry if you wobble like me. Just keeping your gaze and your drishti on something that's not moving. Breathing in and breathing out. On your next inhale, lift, straighten out of your right leg. Release your left leg and exhale, come over into your warrior 3 on this side. Allow your elbows to come away from your body and flexing into your left foot. Drishti and gaze comes towards the back of the room. Breathe in, breathe out. One more, inhale, exhale. Inhale, releasing your arms, bringing them down to the floor and lifting that left leg into your standing splits. Engaging through your left glute as you breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, exhale, step back. Pivoting on both of your feet and coming into Skandasana once more on this side. Flexing in your left leg, right leg is bent, hands can come to heart center if you like. Inhale. Exhale, travel all the way over to the opposite side. Pivot on those feet, coming back into a high lunge. And then bring your your left hand on the inside of your right foot. Pivot your left foot out to the side and set up for your lizard pose here. Now again, you can stay with your right knee lifted or you can bring it down to the floor. And just rotating into that left hip flexor, keeping your spine nice and straight, gaze is forwards. Just allowing some movement, some opening in this hip. And then keeping your hands planted on the floor. You're going to come to a place of stillness. Lift the back knee if it's down. And then on your inhale, come into a 3-legged downward facing dog. Breathe in. And exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg comes back towards the floor. Take 2 breaths in your down dog. This time, on your next inhale, lift your left leg high. Keep those hips square. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left wrist. Allow your left foot to come to your right wrist. And then send your right leg all the way back to the back of the room. Allowing your hips to sink back. Making sure they're square. And trying not to tilt over onto your left sit bone. Keeping yourself nice and active in this posture. Making sure that that right leg is nice and straight. Breathe in, lift your hands high. Breathing out, drawing your arms behind your back. Pulling your chest forwards, gaze can come up towards the ceiling as you draw those shoulder blades together. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, raise your hands all the way up. Exhale, bring them down to the mat. And then we are going to pivot onto our left sit bone as you draw your right leg around and come into your fire log position on this side. Again, so right ankle, right foot can come on top of your left knee. So your left shin is pointing and should be eventually square to the top of your mat. Don't worry if your right hip won't go all the way down and you're not quite open in your hips. It will come one day. If it doesn't feel comfortable for you, just come into a nice Sukhasana, easy seated position. And then we're going to move into Gomukasana arms from here. So nice and straight through the spine, engaging through your core. As you inhale, bringing your arms to shoulder height. And this time bring your right arm over and place your palm in between your shoulder blades. Exhale, bring your left arm round and see if you can grasp onto your fingers in your nice cow face arms here, Gomukhasana arms. Take an inhale and exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. If you want to come and fold over your knees, if your hips might allow today, breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, gently come all the way back up, releasing your arms. Exhale, inhale, draw them all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center. All right, from where you are at the top of your mat, where you should be, we're just gonna gently move around, releasing that top leg, coming back into a tabletop position, and then sinking back and down into your child's pose. And just taking a minute here to settle in your child's pose. Take as many breaths as you want to at this moment in time. Worked hard on those hips, hopefully hard on those shoulders as well. Hopefully it's not been too intense for you. Just breathe in and breathe out. Coming back to your intention, if you set one at the beginning of the class. Drawing your awareness back to your breath. Just take 2 more nice, invigorating breaths here in your child's pose. And then from your wide-legged child's pose, just bring your knees in together if you can. And then allow your arms to come around the back. Maybe you're grabbing onto your feet. And just allow your shoulders to become nice and heavy. And then gently creeping your hands forwards and lifting yourself up into a kneeling position, facing the top of your mat. Take a moment here to breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, lifting your hands high. Exhale, goal post your arms and just send your chest up towards the ceiling. Feeling that nice release in your shoulders for a gentle, gentle back bend. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now coming onto your sit bones and sending your legs out long in front of you. Rolling your shoulders all back and away from your ears. Shuffling the fleshy bits of your bum from underneath you. We're going to come into Janu Shashasana. So bringing your right leg and bending your right leg and bringing your right sole of your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. And just allowing that nice easing out of the right hip flexor. Don't worry if your right knee doesn't come to the floor. Take an inhale. Long straight spine as you lengthen through the back of the body. And then exhale, just hinging over your left leg, keeping your left foot flexed and keeping the integrity of that spine as you hinge forwards. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, creeping your hands all the way back to center. Release your right leg. And then we repeat on the left, bringing your left foot in towards the sole of your left foot in towards the inner side of your right thigh. Nice and straight through your spine as you take an inhale to lengthen. And exhale, just to creep those hands forwards, flexing into your right foot as you hinge from your hips. Coming over into Janu Shashasana on this side. Nice straight spine, try and avoid that rounding. Breathing in and breathing out. And then inhaling all the way back up to center. Releasing your right leg. And then we're going to come all the way down onto our backs. So take a breath in. And then exhale as you release all the way down. Just allowing your body to settle on the mat for a moment. Breathing in, bringing your right leg in towards your chest, bending your right knee. Allowing your right arm to come long and out to the side. Taking an inhale. And as you exhale, twisting over to the left hand side, sending your left leg over and keeping your gaze down your right fingers. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale all the way back to center. Release your right leg all the way down to the floor, and then inhale. Bring your left leg in towards your body. Give it a good squeeze. Placing your right hand on the outside of your left knee, allowing your left arm to go long. Take an inhale. As you exhale, guide your left leg over to the side. Gaze comes over your left fingers, over your left shoulder. And breathing into the twist. Inhale, coming all the way back to center. Releasing that left leg. And then if you feel like you want to, come into Supta Baddha Konasana. In your reclined bound angle pose where your knees come out to the side and your soles of your feet touch. You can place your hands on your hips here, that might feel nice. Take a breath in and breathe out. And drawing your knees together, bringing them all the way in to your chest, giving yourself a really nice big hug. Sending your legs all the way down to the floor, bringing your arms overhead and giving yourself a big stretch. And then allowing your arms to come down by your sides, palms facing up. Take a deep breath in through your nose and release through your mouth. One more time. Shavasana. And then whenever you feel ready to awaken from your Shavasana, just start to make some gentle movements in your toes and your fingers and your ankles and your wrists. Maybe give yourself another full body stretch, allowing your arms to come overhead, tensing any of your muscles, screwing all the muscles in your face up and all the muscles in your arms and your legs, and then releasing and allowing all the tapas and the energy, the heat and the fire you've created from your practice to escape. Drawing your knees in towards your chest and just rocking from side to side until you gently rock over onto your right hand side. And then using your other arm to guide you up to a nice easy Sukhasana seated position at the top of your mat. Allowing your gaze to stay soft and your hands to come to heart center in Anjali Mudra, dipping your chin towards your chest. Take a moment to honor your practice here, to honor your body for allowing you to move in the most beautiful of ways, for honoring your breath, for allowing it to guide you and flow you through your practice, and for honoring your mind, for allowing you the courage and the willpower to continue. Take a deep breath in through your nose and release through your mouth. Once more to seal the practice, inhale and release. Draw your thumbs in between your eyebrows to your third eye center. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope to see you very, very soon. The light in me honors and salutes the light in all of you. Thank you, yogis. Thanks for joining. Specifically as well for my Monday night yogis who I usually teach at Sparkle Dance in Preston. I really hope you've enjoyed that, and I really hope that you don't think I've forgotten about you during this whole lockdown period. I haven't at all. I really hope to see all of you back in class once we can resume some kind of normality, and there will be some news coming soon about the location of the class on a Monday evening. It won't be at the same studio that you were used to practicing in. There is going to be a new location, hopefully a little bit of a bigger, warmer space, and yeah, just something a little bit different, more parking, and yeah, so I do hope to see my Monday night yogis back with me whenever that may be, but until now, just look after yourselves, and fingers crossed, you know, we're going to get back to some normality very, very soon. Thank you.